have. I was
Gracie, have you never heard our intro before?
Yes, I was just singing Pokemon.
Okay, but like I said, pretend like you hear our podcast intro music and you sing a different song.
No, I was just doing Pokemon.
No, I'm coming in hot now. I'm upset, Gracie. Gracie, on average, how many episodes of After DARKRAI do you listen to every week?
I listen to the ones that I record.
Do you really?
No.
Oh man.
No, I listen to them.
Oh, fantastic. This would be a great time for me to like play the actual intro.
Yeah, do it. Cold open.
It's super cold, like so cold. It's almost as if like a cheap MacBook somewhere was taking its sweet time opening an audio file, but we'll never know, and neither will the audience.
Yeah, it's like you should be prepared for something.
Oh man, good thing we have our guest on ice. He's in the freezer. He's just I'm just watching that little music tab just bounce off of my taskbar, up and down, up. You know what? When you want quality, spend an extra $2,000 for a fucking Apple. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, S-U-N-D. Might as well just do it ourselves, Gracie. I know it's my destiny. Oh, it's my best friend in a world. Oh, Jesus!
That's so loud. That makes my heart hurt.
And you know what? That was even the wrong song. Hey, everybody, welcome to Pokemon After DARKRAI. No, it's Bar No Nothing podcast. We're talking about Pokemon, and we hurt the ones we love, and baby, we love everyone. Folks.
Everybody.
Approximately 3 years and 4 days ago, I started my journey into podcasting, and you know, I started doing this stupid entertainment shit with 2 cell phones, one right next to each other, and that's how I recorded a show. One person's voice on the speaker, and it's bad. You can go to listen to old episodes of Let's Die, but by golly, they were funny, if not terrible.
We're terribly funny.
We're terribly funny, and if you're new to this show, welcome. That first 30 seconds is something that you should just get used to at this point. My point being is I've been doing this for a while, and I'm still not any good at it. Luckily, we have a guest today, Gracie, who is good at it, and he's going to teach us. He's going to teach us from A to Z, 1 to whatever the last number in the alphabet is, how to create a good podcast that people will actually want to listen to. And we'll no way hold him hostage until he gives us his sweet podcast secrets. Ken Pescatore, welcome to the show.
What's happening, y'all? I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. Talk about AAA listers. It's kind of like Ken, you've been called the Tom Cruise of the podcasting world. I've heard that much.
Really?
Yeah, of course. Certainly.
It must be the hair.
You know what? When you loaded into the Zoom call, I said, "Wait a minute, is that Tom? Did we get Tom Cruise? Holy shit!
I got like the crooked tooth, like doesn't line up."
Well, and you do all your stunts, all your own stunts.
There you go. Yes.
Also, tell us all about Scientology.
Go out into the public,
dude. I could heal people with my touch.
Oh man,
I could fly.
See
people and you can suspend yourself from like a small wire above like a museum vault floor, like at the lasers and stuff.
That's it. I do all of that.
You can wear a fat suit and be in Tropic Thunder, and we won't.
Dude, that role was actually phenomenal.
Dude, that's one of the greatest comedies ever made. Like, we could just talk about Tropic Thunder for an hour.
I'm down. Let's start a new podcast tonight. Tropic Thundercast.
Fuck After DARKRAI. This is the dedicated Tropic Thunder podcast, a 200-part series based solely on each scene of Tropic Thunder, spread out into 200 separate 1-hour-long episodes.
That means I have to watch it.
Unlocked on our Patreon feed, Gracie. That is something stupid that we would do if we ever created a Patreon, like as bonus content. Like, here's a limited series on something completely not Pokemon related, but how can we make it Pokemon related?
Yo, start it tonight. I'll be your first patron.
That's great.
If you want to leave us a Patreon, wait, how does this work? If you want to give us money.
If you want to Patreon us.
If you want to leave us a Patreon, we'll subscribe to you. Yeah, so Ken, you'd surely beat my mom because she'd forget to listen to this show nowadays. Hi,
Dude,
Mom.
I don't want to beat your mom.
Yeah, well, you done call the cops because she's, you're taking ass knuckles to her as we speak, beating her to her own son's Patreon. No, we don't have a Patreon, and we don't plan on making one anytime soon, right, Gracie?
Right.
Because that would assume that I would have to give Gracie a portion of the funds, and
I do this for free.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Actually, I tell you what, I'm actually in the red.
So hey, look, not for nothing. Podcasting is a labor of love. It's a passion thing, right? And
it's a hobby.
So that's what I consider being successful is hitting the black. Like if you can get out of the red, you've made it in podcasting. Like it's no easy feat just to get into the black. So if you can make it there, whew,
that means, Gracie, we're not successful yet.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. So Ken, like, how do we get into the black? Since you're podcast god.
That's make a Patreon. Make a Patreon. Honestly, if it wasn't for my Patreon, I'd be deep as hell in the red. My I don't know. I have a big monthly nut because I have a bunch of shows and websites and all that stuff. So it's it was a long grind for us to get into the black because as we were growing, the expenses just got higher and higher and higher. Right. And it's like we're spending faster than we're making. It's a challenge, but Patreon is the bomb. It's you could be successful with just a couple of patrons. That's all. It's cool.
Oh, that is cool. Speaking of your many shows, we should talk about some of those too. We haven't mentioned where you're from in case someone is living under a rock and doesn't know. You are the primary host of the Lured Up podcast, along with your host Adam.
Indeed. Well, I'll do a formal thing. My name is Ken Pescatore. I'm from the Pokemon Professor Network. That was a little thing I started a couple years ago. We've got a couple shows, all Pokemon based, or mostly Pokemon based. The most notable show being the Lured Up podcast, which focuses on Pokemon Go, which I host with Adam Tuttle. I also actually do 3 shows with Adam Tuttle.
I know. And no, I don't want to spoil it yet because we are going to go into each and every single one of your shows. We're going to take a deep dive into all of them today. Yes. Speaking of Adam Tuttle, I just want to mention, Adam, you're a complete psychopath. Who hunts for those every perfect, like, who needs a perfect, like, I don't know, Butterfree for like some bizarre self-company cup or whatever?
Look, it's not weird to like hunt hundos, right? But what is weird is taking so much time to check the IVs of every single Pokemon before transferring them, because he does it every time. I got no time for that.
I say psychopath with complete love, and honestly, more power to him. He is way more fully committed to that than I'm even committed to opening the game on a regular basis anymore. Gracie, you're our PvP expert. How do you go about the hunt in comparison to Mr. Adam?
I mean, I almost IV check everything, but I don't.
Everything?
Not always. Almost.
So you're like him, like you're like the most obscure Pokemon. Like, I need to catch the perfect PvPV IVs. PvPV. We gotta move. We gotta keep going. I'm gonna be stuck on that forever.
Not every, like, if there's like a Metapod, like Metapod is never gonna be like relevant, so I don't really care. But like, I don't know, there's a lot of things that I like double check before I transfer.
I just had a thought for Patreon. I can put my girlfriend's boobs on there because she just flashed me from across the room. Again, 2 shows in a row. She's doing it now.
I don't know if it's the right platform though.
Do you have anything you want to say to the listeners?
With your shirt on.
This is going to tens and tens of people across the world.
Tens and tens.
Shout out to Vedant. Like, he's probably the furthest person away to be listening to this show, and he's hearing about my girlfriend's boobs. So Vedant, what's up? I hope you guys can hear her.
I heard something.
No way. Good. She said, "Hey, my boobs are good."
Oh, my boobs are good.
So Ken, do you got any horny podcasts?
They all are. What are you talking about? No.
Oh.
So on Lured Up, we are uncensored, which is we're fortunate because, we do work with Niantic, but we kind of we skirted in and got grandfathered into it's okay to say bad words kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of executives' heads spin very frequently. So, you know,
point of order, I was thrilled when I realized, because your podcast was the first Pokemon podcast that I heard other than mine where they said the word fuck uncensored. And that was an eye-opener. But Ken, I challenge you, I guarantee that your show can't hold a candle to our dedicated fuck segments, which we haven't done in a while. Gracie, are you ready for this?
No.
Ken, if you would like to join us, we're going to say fuck for a Guinness World Book record amount of saying fucks on a podcast.
Can I just say one long fuck?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck. Fuck. You're almost harmonized there.
Fuck.
That's your fuck corner segment of the show.
I'm still fucking here.
I'm still fucking here.
Fuck.
All right, I'm good.
Look, you are not going to outfuck me on my own fucking show.
Dude, I'm a singer, man. I got some fucking pipes, dude.
Oh, wow. We're not.
I can fuck for a long
And I can harmonize.
Look, all I'm good at... Wait, I better not say that. Moving on. So you got the Lord Up show, and honestly, it's a fantastic show. You and Adam have such great chemistry together, and I really appreciate y'all having this passion for the game, but not letting that passion, like, for instance, when something shitty is happening, you guys are more than, you know, blunt enough to, like, say it. Like, hey, Niantic, this is wrong. Like, you should look at this. Like, you're not kissing anybody's ass is what I'm trying to say.
No, and I think that that's a really important thing when it comes to talking about things that people are passionate about, right? Like this game and the community is fueled by passion, right? We're passionate people. We're nerds. We really care about the shit that we're into. So I think where the line... thing. Yeah, exactly. But there's just a line, and it's just like the dick rule. It's what I call it. It's right. You could, you know, I want to see passion. I want to share passion. I want to have conflict of passion, but I don't want dicks, right? I don't want that. I'm not into that. So the
Niantic rep listening to your appearance here today is cringing real hard.
We sometimes call it the no Richard rule, right? If you want to be clean about it. But look, you could be hypercritical of something without being a dick, right? That's really what it comes down to. It's like there's no reason why, if you're passionate about something, you shouldn't be able to like wear that on your sleeve and show that passion and share that passion. But in doing so, it doesn't have to be something that you're a dick about. Just there's no reason to go there.
Critical love in my
exactly.
In my PhD program, we critique with love, so we call it critical love.
That was my porn name in the 80s.
Same.
Yeah. So me and Gracie, did you say same? Yeah. We were a tag team. We were like a WWE
dynamic duo
tag team, but only for porn. We never interacted.
You were love, and I was critical. Yeah. You would like love people, and then I would come on and be like, actually,
it's like Sam. Good cop, bad cop, but for horniness.
I'd be like, shut it down.
So the Pokemon rep listening to this now has officially deleted After DARKRAI from like their like considerations for future, like, you know,
any network.
Any kind of networking. Like, ooh, no, blacklist them from all events. Oh no, Gracie, you're going to one soon.
You going to Seattle?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're both going to Seattle. Awesome. So I tried to go, and then Niantic actually reached out to me. And you know how they normally, like, for content creators, they like pay their, like, you know, help them out in some way, get to there. They were like, Brett, just in advance, we know we've never spoken a word to each other before, but you're not allowed to go.
No, but don't.
And I was like, in fact, you're not allowed to enter Seattle. Gracie, stop showing us naked pictures on the YouTube. It's automatically blurred. What are you trying to show us? Oh, our After DARKRAI flyers. Look at that.
The posters.
I managed to weasel my way in Niantic through my secret agent, Gracie.
That's awesome.
So yeah, if you're going to Seattle Go Fest, you know, and you see Gracie popping around in her sweet After DARKRAI shirt, you know, get a thing from her.
Shirt. Yeah, we're partying all week, but we're really partying on Saturday night. So
I heard about the Maripa at the bar, and that's where I would be.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because for the past couple of years we've done, you know, while there was in person in Chicago, we did the Maripa up. In 2018 there was like 50 people there. 2019 there was like 250 people there. It was pretty awesome. And, you know, as the shows have kind of grown and moved around, because we would get all the podcasts together, you know, I'm a big podcast advocate, so I want everyone in podcasting to succeed. So I like bringing everybody in and doing things together. But as we've grown, the kind of bar scene doesn't necessarily vibe with all the different shows that we're on. So everyone's kind of doing their own little thing this year. But we're doubling down on the bar thing, and we're doing a Pokemon Go pub crawl on Saturday night.
It's so cool. Like
it's going to be great.
I probably wouldn't make it very far. I'd probably be smashed.
I was like, I'm not a drinker, right? I'm not into that. But so I don't know shit about that lifestyle or the culture or anything. So I'm like, yo, we're going to hit all these spots. We'll spend 15 minutes at each place. We'll keep it moving. People are like, 15 minutes ain't long enough. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So it's, but it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a route map coming really soon. That'll have all the places. Luckily we have Alfindial, who's from Seattle. He's going to be our point man when it comes to helping us out with.
Even better having a local guide.
He's the one that I've been in contact with. Like, he's helped me out with like where I'm staying and like where to go. Well, not like I'm not staying with him, but he like pointed me out.
She just spoiled it. Oh, I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Negly.
No.
He's like definitely one of the good ones in this community. He is helping so many people, and he's put an open door. Like, hey, if you're coming to Seattle, like, what better than a local? Hit me up. And it's like he's helped so many people. Like, he reached out to me. He was like, hey, do you want help with this? And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, and then Evelyn also put a spreadsheet. Like I was gonna come in on Thursday, but plane tickets were like $200 cheaper to come in on Friday, so we're not coming in until Friday. So we were gonna go to trivia night, but we're not going now. But we are gonna go to sushi night and like hang out with.
We do need a Patreon so we can give you that extra $200. That way you're prepared for Friday. God, Gracie. So we've been going about this all wrong with trying to do OnlyFans and secret paywalls through like Middle Eastern banking company.
I own PokemonBooty.com.
I mean, anytime Pokebooty, Pokeo Booty.
If you go to PokemonBooty.com, it goes to LuredUp.com.
That's
amazing.
We had this long conversation on one of my community Zoom calls about Pokemon butts.
I'm so jealous.
And then before I knew it, someone had bought me PokemonBooty.com.
Are you like
routed it to my page?
You're like,
I feel like Alfindial should own that instead.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I say hold on to your butts so much.
That's
I love
so
that
great.
line.
I feel like we are kind of like your grandchildren, your pod children.
Well, I'm fucking old as shit. Children. So yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, like we're like you guys started what you started. Like, I don't know how old is Lured Up at this point?
So Lured Up, I think, is about 4.5, 5 years old. But we started the network and started podcasting prior to Pigo coming out, when we were podcasting about non-Pigo topics. So it's like
nice.
I've been a Pokemon person since it came to the States. I was a grown ass man when it arrived here. So I was already an adult, in 98, 99. So I've been very much in bed with Pokemon for
you were not an adult in 98.
What year did you graduate high school?
2004.
Oh fuck, dude, you're a kid.
Yeah,
I'm a kid. What's that, Gracie?
Shut up.
What were you about to say?
I'm just saying you weren't an adult in 98. I was 7, but it's fine.
I felt like an adult.
Oh my god,
Gracie's a baby. That's why she's our star, our OnlyFans feet star.
No, no.
You will what?
I'll chop off those toes. No.
So she said she was gonna choke me, and I'm like, you gotta pay extra for that.
That's an extra $1 right there.
But
I feel like our show is like a miniature version of your show, because we do curse and we are kind of raucous, and we're also, I think we're hilarious, not to toot my own horn, but also we kind of like slowly over time took away all the news and informative and thoughtful parts of your show, and we doubled down on the stupid bullshit that is the rest of this show.
I love it, dude. I messaged you the other day on Twitter because I literally almost crashed the car. Like, it was bad, dude. Like it was like it was the Easter joke.
Shit, I'm trying to remember exactly how it went. Gracie, you said something about being nailed or something, and I said Happy Easter.
I was like, dude.
I like stopped for a minute, and I was like,
I just messaged him. I was like, bro.
And that was so nice. Thank you so much for reaching out, because I honestly didn't know that you knew we even existed. Like, I knew who you were, and I knew you existed, like clearly you guys are so big, and I think you messaged me about gag order Cub Chew, like because we were like gagging.
Oh my God! Yes,
that's so funny.
Yeah.
I shared that with Gracie too. I'm like, oh my God, Ken knows who we are.
Yeah.
Dude, I listen to this show every week. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. It's very refreshing. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. I spend a lot of time commuting in the car and walking, playing the game. So I push this movement of listen while you play. That's the hashtag, right?
Awesome.
Because it's the perfect time to consume podcasts, because you don't have to be hand or eye focused, right? You can just dedicate your ears and you can still play the game. So I listen to a shitload of podcasts. So over the years I've poked around with your show, and I've heard it and really dug it. But yeah, I've been Team After DARKRAI for like the last 6 months, like hardcore. I listen every week. So
let's go.
You guys are killing it. Love it.
Well, speaking of other podcasts, I do want to go over, for anybody that listens to our show that hasn't heard any of your stuff. I want to talk about some of the other shows in case they are interested with those. And oh my God, you're both frozen. Am I frozen?
No.
You're good.
Yeah.
He's trying to freeze. He's joking.
Oh my God.
It's like the mannequin challenge.
I'm serious. You both froze, and I thought, oh, well, shit, the whole fucking show just ended. Special Conditions is a podcast focused on the Pokemon trading card game. Your internet connection is unstable. It's not part of the show, but that's what I'm getting told right now. Oh, my God. So you love those little cardboard squares that people make games out of, and you devoted a whole podcast about it.
I do. I'm actually not an original host of that show. So this is I'll take you on a little trip here.
I'd love
to. This is a pretty fun one. So
put me in your arms, Pod Daddy, and carry me to safety.
Going back to
the After DARKRAI house is on fire. I need you to throw me from the window to safety.
This
please.
Is fine. All right, so going back to like 2000, I'm going to say 13, right? So this was in the era of these Toys to Life video games, and that's was a passion of mine. This was like Skylanders and Lego Dimensions and Disney Infinity, and that was like a real big passion of mine. And there was a podcast around that was really notable podcast called Toys for Games that did very well. And I weaseled my way into that community and became the community manager for this podcast. And this podcast was very notable. And I, of course, through that, I became close with the hosts. And one Adam Tuttle was a very active community member of Toys for Games who would write into the show every week and would interact in the Facebook groups and social media stuff that I was managing as community manager of this. So we'll get to the Gotta Watch Them All in a minute, but that show kind of started as a spinoff on the Toys for Games feed in early 2015. So that was like a bonus episode kind of thing that I weaseled into, like, I want to start podcasting. And the hosts of the Toys for Games cast, his name's Jason and Josh. When Adam said to me, hey, I want to start a second podcast about the TCG, he said, I need a co-host. And I was like, dude, I ain't got no fucking time. I can't do this, whatever. I was like, let me call Josh. So we connected with Josh from Toys for Games, who had helped me get my start in podcasting. And he ended up being the original host with Adam of Special Conditions. So it kind of came all full circle. It was really, really cool. And shout out to Josh. He was an amazing host. He does Disney podcasts right now. So he's very, very still in bed with awesome. Podcasting. And I can't wait to see him in Seattle.
It's so interesting how this like starts off as like a hobby and then it becomes a lifestyle. And then like, no matter how many shows you have, you just always like need to do it. Like, I don't know how it is for you, Gracie, but like, if I haven't podcasted in like a week, I get itchy. It might be unrelated, but I need to get my creativity out and I need to make people laugh or my life is worthless.
See a doctor for that.
I should probably see a doctor.
Creams, some kind of lotion.
Ooh, Patreon bonus content. What is Brett's rash? And we'll get a live stream into the doctor's office.
No.
One dollop of lotion for every $1.
I'll just do that for free. That'd be my pleasure for the audience.
But no, that's why podcasting is fucking awesome, right? It's this amazing creative outlet that honestly you can do in your underwear like I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
and you could do it from home at a desk, and there's not much to it. And you could, the sky's the limit when it comes to production and how you do things, but it's very easy on paper to get started with it. So it's a good
circle around. You're not wearing any underwear?
No, I am, but
you're in your underwear. Okay, I'm not in my underwear. I'm sorry. Gracie, are you wearing underwear right now?
I'm not wearing any underwear.
She's looking around very suspiciously.
No.
Oh my God.
I have pants on though.
Oh, that's
She's commando.
I'm also commando, but I'm wearing little teeny tiny dad shorts. You know those shorts, like you and your family would go to the pool and like dad would wear these embarrassing short shorts. You're like, Dad, nobody wears shorts that short anymore. That's always past the knees. I've become that guy.
But anyway, yes, special conditions. It's about the TCG. I'm writing the ship.
I'm so sorry, Ken.
No, it's all good. So when Pokemon first came to the States, that's how I got my start with the franchise at large. So, like I said, I was an adult. I was a couple of years out of high school already in '98. And I actually used to work for Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast was the company that,
I didn't know that.
You're a Magic player, right?
Yeah,
you're familiar.
I D&D.
You can.
Okay.
No, I'm the Magic player. So, like in junior high, I got my start with Nemesis and consumed mine and my friends' lives for the next decade or so before we all like moved away and whatnot. And I still hang around. It's kind of hard to keep up with. They keep making new rules, and I don't understand it anymore. I'm just like old man player at this point.
Yeah, so I worked for Wizards, and that turned into me getting a firsthand look at the Pokemon TCG, and I ended up I was very fortunate to being in the Pokemon Professor program with TPC back in the day, and I ended up hosting TCG events for Pokemon like in 1999. It was like when things were just getting off the ground. And if you remember the original, like when Red and Blue came out and you had your link cables, you could go to Toys R Us, and you guys weren't fucking born. You would go to Toys R Us.
I had a link cable. Thank you very much, sir.
But you would go to Toys R Us and get your Mew, right? From Toys R Us.
I missed that actually.
Well, that was me. That was me there at the Toys R Us, like helping distribute.
It's pretty rad.
So the TCG is where my heart always was with the Pokemon franchise, and Adam's the same way. But Adam was a competitor, so Adam used to be a touring Pokemon Go competitive player. Like he would travel all over the country playing, and it's it's very bad. It's a very, very strong passion point for us with the franchise.
Both of your resumes just keep becoming more and more impressive. Gracie, what have we ever done to even deserve this pod? I feel like we should just quit. Like we have to go to podcast college for like 4 years before we start this thing back up. Well, Gracie, at least you're an actual Pokemon content creator before.
Sometimes.
Like Gracie, you were a guest on this show back when it was mostly just me and Hannah, and then when Hannah had to deal with some stuff, like you came on to like help me out. So at least you're like an actual creator.
Well, like it's just hard because like like having a toddler and then getting your PhD, like I don't know, it's hard to like find time.
Yeah, we're talking about fucking Pokemon cards. She's getting a PhD. I think.
I can't wait till she's done. I'm gonna just call her Dr. Pokemon when she's all done.
Do.
You just change all your handles. That's your brand once you get it, Dr. Pokemon.
100%.
Or Pokemon PhD. They both sound good.
One of my friends sent me a meme the other day, and it's 100% what I'm gonna do. Is whenever I do get my doctorate, I'm gonna order stuff, and then I'm gonna be like, just what the doctor ordered.
Oh,
yes.
I hate my
extra
life.
Cheese, please.
Extra cheese. Those bad jokes.
Oh boy.
So I still got a couple years, but it's okay.
I was just the guy who had like a moderately successful show who didn't know what success actually looked like and thought that show was way too hard to constantly do on a weekly basis year round. And I'm like, Pokemon. I love Pokemon, and that is the thing that.
Well, I would do it. I would
way
do
easier.
Like the show that Negley and I did. Like I would do that.
The Rewind the Past podcast.
Right. Yes, the Rewind the Past podcast. I would do that more often if I didn't have to edit it. Like that's like my biggest thing is like.
Well, Gracie, since Ken is here and like he's like obviously like telling us all these. He's such an inspiration. and well of knowledge that we can like just pick into his brain. Gracie, do you know, like, if I had to edit every podcast, I would never put anything out. Because once you like start editing, like you're like, oh, well, I can make this a little better. I can make this a little better. I can make this a little better. At some point, it's just got to be good enough. Just put it out there. Being in bands growing up, like if you always committed to practicing in perfection and you're too afraid to get on stage, then you'll never play a show. Like just throw them out there. Just do it, Gracie. Just put them out there. And if it's good, it'll find an audience. That's what I believe. Someday it'll happen.
Were you in a band?
A long time ago. It was
Me
like
too.
A long time ago. Not no more. It's kind of like languages. If you stop speaking for long enough, you just lose the ability to speak them entirely. That's a fact.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. What about Gotta Watch 'Em All? You mentioned it earlier.
So Gotta Watch 'Em All. That's like the show that always ends up getting its ass kicked by life and scheduling. But we're actually recording it tomorrow. But this is a fun show that we've tried to evolve with over the time, because we've moved to a streaming and video platform now. But this one's a little bit more complex, because what we do is we watch along with an episode of Pokemon, the animated series, and do live commentary. So we obviously can't show that in full form on video or on Twitch, because we get claimed. But that show's a lot of fun. It first started off as kind of a Pokemon culture show. So we would cover all things Pokemon. There was a Pokemon Go segment on Gotta Watch 'Em All. This was before Lured Up became a thing on its own. And then because that segment of the show became so popular, we ended up spinning off to have Lured Up be its own thing. But the idea for that was always to kind of have this pseudo Mystery Science Theater kind of thing going on,
right?
Where we would
I was
watch
gonna
along
say
and,
MST3K all day, baby.
Yep. And we would watch along, and we're animation nerds, so we look past the storyline and the kiddie topics that they talk about, and we try to find deeper meaning in it. We try to find deeper meaning in the lore and the animation style and some of the techniques and the artists behind it. And so that's pretty much where it is right now. So you can, when we listen, we actually play, you hear the audio of the show running in the background, and we give live commentary as if you're watching like an old school like DVD commentary track on Lord of the Rings Extended Edition.
Because what drives me crazy is like there's a billion podcasts about movies and TV shows where they just talk about the thing, and so many different shows just don't have like a hook. Like, how many podcasts talked about Spider-Man No Way Home? Probably 100,000 of them. But like, how many people are actually like doing what you said and being more interactive with it, right? Like, if there's not a hook, then I'm not quite interested. So like, we did a show called Jaws Breakers, and Gracie was actually on it last night, actually, where we do show the movies in their entirety.
I was like texting Brett, and I was like, you're gonna get like in so much for this.
No,
it's fair use.
I mean, look. We haven't gotten in trouble yet. I don't think Jaws Breakers by far has like a lot less viewers than this show even does, and this show has like 10 times less viewers than Let's Dive did. So I'm just steadily on a downward slope. But Jaws Breakers, I refuse to put out a movie podcast that's just about the movie. Like, I want to watch it with people, then do the podcast on it. So that's why we started on Twitch, and then we just like hide. Like we unpublish the video and just like real quick for anybody notices. We
yeet out there.
Yeet it out of there. Maybe someday we won't be able to do that except for like on Discord or something, but that's kind of where it's going though. Eventually we'll just be all
exclusive.
Or that. The only means we got to do Jaws Breakers more than once a month, and oh my god, I don't know how. Like, you have all these shows that you're dedicated to putting out.
A lot of content.
I struggle with the 2 shows that I got, and I've got a third in the works, and it's just I don't know where I'm gonna find the time. I'm losing my mind.
It's a struggle. It's a daily, weekly, monthly life.
How do you manage scheduling? Let me ask you
100% sacrificing sleep. That's the only way. It's literally the only way I've able to do stuff at volume. Right? It's because I've I'm an old man, right? And I'm not in the greatest shape. It's like I pay the price by getting less and less sleep, and that's the only way to make it happen. I mean, from a scheduling a recording thing, that's a pretty easy thing. But
it's
being,
guests,
guests,
other people,
international guests, getting, staying plugged into the social media matrix 24/7. It's the bulk of the time that I spend on the brand is just interacting on social and just doing that side of it, doing stuff like this, recording, guest spots and things like that. And it's I can equate it. I have a job like any most everyone else, right? If we're fortunate, right? 40-50 hours a week, and I probably do 30 to 50 hours on the brand, and it's it all comes at the detriment of sleep.
Your effort definitely shows in the shows. Speaking of like scheduling guests, the Creator Roundtable series, I can't imagine what it's like to try and get like 6 to 8 or 9 or whatever people like all on at the same time, and then trying to manage all those people's audio or video. It sounds like an absolute hellish nightmare.
Those were a lot of fun. I haven't done one of the big roundtables in a while, but it's coming back, and I do have two lined up, and hopefully we'll be able to pull one of them off in Seattle when we have everyone in one room. So that'd
be awesome. Hey, that's even better.
Really cool. Yeah.
Like, hey guys, no canceling this one. I know where you're gonna be.
Exactly. No, the international stuff is a challenge, and we're very fortunate that a lot of the people that create in this space are exceptionally willing to sacrifice things like sleep and their own health and well-being for content, right? Everyone's very dedicated. Yeah. So there's been plenty of times where, I've had like Reversal or something back in the day on the show, and he's just like, it's 4 a.m. here. It's like, hey, he's like, I haven't been to sleep yet. Or, it's bizarre how dedicated some of these creators are. And you see that as a consumer of their content, you realize that, right? It's very organic. It's very natural to see how passionate they are. And through that passion, they're willing to make exceptional sacrifice to provide the audience with quality content. And I've been fortunate enough to be on both sides of that, where, people are willing to sacrifice things to, figure out a way to work with me and create content with me. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Jersey. And it's even working with people that are on the West Coast. It's like when they're typically ready to work, it's like, I'm done for the night, and
Gracie,
it's a challenge.
Gracie is in the Central time zone and I'm in the Eastern time zone. Now, you would think that only 1 hour difference wouldn't be complicated at all. But Gracie, this very night, we've experienced issues where we can't figure out if we're supposed to be doing something at 8 p.m. Central or 10:30 p.m.
I was so confused. It was okay, though.
The 1 hour screws us up. I can't imagine trying to get... Well, we've had an international guest before. We had Dr. Lava.
Dr. Lava's good stuff. I remember that. We had one creator roundtable. I think it was the one of the first like Ghost Snapshot creator roundtables that we did, and we had like people in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Japan, Hawaii, Belgium, goodness. And it was like everyone together, and it was like, people have their windows in the background, and it's like sun coming out of one window and pitch black in another window. It was really cool.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we're surrounded by passionate people, so it works out.
Would you say you're surrounded by purified people? That's a segue. See, I know what I'm doing. You have another show called the Purified Podcast.
So Purified Podcast is part of our like extended family of shows, meaning I don't fuck with the production. And that's like, something that was originally I wanted to really expand the network and pull in a lot of shows to allow people to have a little bit greater reach through the Pokemon Professor Network. But selfishly, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I would just give them a website and plug the feed in, and they give me in return a little plug at the top and the bottom of the show, and I could help get them out there. But the Purified Podcast is phenomenal because they filled an amazing space in our lineup because they were doing live streaming for a long time before any of us were. So shout to the Purified Podcast. Hardcore players, they're staying with us at the Airbnb in Seattle.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's, dude, we have, you ready for this? 30 people staying in an Airbnb. We have 2 Airbnbs next to each
people
other.
How did you
That's
get
going to be the hottest, horniest B&B in the world.
It's going to, we've done this before. So like every time we have an event, we try to bring everyone together. And for Safari Zone Philly, we got an Airbnb and we had community members from all over the country come and stay with us. And it was like these people that I've communicated with via social or on our patron Zoom calls for years, and, you know, met them for the first time. And it was just like the greatest experience of my life. These are lifelong friends that I've made through this community. And it was like, you know, we need to step this up a notch. And, you know, previous years at GoFest in Chicago, we had like, you know, like a creator kind of thing where, you know, like JT Valor would stay with us and Pop Punk Pokemon we'd all stay together. But yeah, now it's bigger and better, and it's going to be fucking bananas because
that's dope.
Yeah. 30 people. It's just going to be people like piled on top of each other. It's going to be awesome.
We got lucky, and I don't know how he did it, but my partner he redeemed some points on a hotel, and we literally got a hotel downtown Seattle.
Nice.
For less than $200 a night. Like, it was like nothing.
Gracie, you ever seen a movie called Hostel?
Dude, I have to pull my underwear back up because my ass is sticking to this chair.
This is the content for this show.
This is
so I'm looking on your website here, and I'm not seeing anything in your hot and horny poor excuse for a Pokemon comedy show that's actually about the Ring podcast section. Shame. Too bad you don't know anyone who could possibly fill such a section.
Well,
but maybe you and Adam could.
You hooked up with a network though, aren't you? With Pod Dog, right?
Pod Dog is just my poor excuse for a production company where I just put everything under one umbrella. Like, it's fake, Ken. It's fake.
It's just a mock LLC.
Look, whenever you and Adam create your 12th podcast, I'm sure you'll be able to create something like, I don't know, Before Lunala or something that'll like really fill that like after dark section of content, you know.
Let's talk after the recording.
Okay, Lincoln. The dog is sorry.
Folks, Gracie, I'm serious. Have you ever seen a movie called Hostel? All right, we gotta go to a break.
Hold on.
What?
I know, Lupin. You're okay. I know what it's about.
Great. Hot and horny teens stay at a hostel and get tortured to death.
Get murdered.
Go to a break.
Go to a break.
I'm trying to go to a break. That's not at all. That's entirely 100% pre-recorded, and I have no idea what it is. I'm just gonna press play on this file and insert it later. So I have no idea what's about to happen. Honestly, I'm telling you what. After DARKRAI is brought to you by Turtonator brand toilet paper. That's right. When you got turts a turtin' and there's no regular paper will do, and you're just caked up back there like a truck in the mud, Turton brand paper will get you unclogged and up and running, brother. Gracie, you're notorious for clogging toilets at hostels nationwide, and we shipped you a whole case of toilet paper. What the fuck? Who turned this shit down? Gracie.
I was like, it's so loud, dude. I can't hear it. You're like cutting out and everything. Like,
Gracie, tell us about your muddy mud flaps and how you clean there with that Turtonator toilet paper.
Sometimes you just need a good Terminator toilet paper. Like my prop.
You're holding it up there. That is God, that's you.
This is actually the contract about GoFest that I wrote that I'm going to GoFest.
What? This literally just a lie. We can't. Ken, you were also shipped a roll of illustrious bland Turtonator brand toilet paper. The Terminator of soiled bottoms everywhere, but is no longer sticking to the chair. Is that right?
No, it's good. I'm no longer. I'm suction free.
Suction free. It says it right.
Terminator toilet paper now suction free.
It says it right there on the packaging. 100% suction free.
Suction free.
Tested on children. Mother approved. Turtonator brand toilet paper. It's you say it 10 times fast.
No.
And we are back. Oh my gosh. What a great ad that I have no idea what it was, but I'm sure whatever it was a fantastic product that we greatly enjoyed. Did we ever say who we were? I'm Brett. I know you said you're Gracie. That's Ken. I'm Brett. Hi, folks. My name is Brett.
An hour later,
you finally find out who this mysterious voice is. I'm a guy who does a show about a thing that we all love.
About butts? Is that what you just said?
We do a show about butts, and that's real. What do you want?
Boobies?
No, this is a child, Ken. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Go
to bed.
We thought it was your...
Go to bed. Get out of here. We're talking about butts. She just called me a psychopath. You heard it here, folks. There's the other one.
What? Best.
I'm not editing this out. They're our future. You gotta love them. What's the saying, Gracie? You can't.
What?
You can't live without them.
Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
Can't live with them. Can't live with them.
Can't live with them. Yeah, that's the thing as I'm going. Get out.
There's another show on the network. I'm not letting you out that easy, man. There's another show.
Is it called I'm Not Letting You Out That Easy?
It's called Way Spotters. It's our newest show.
I do know Way Spotters.
Way Spotters is our new Wayfarer podcast. So we got to talk about that for a second too. Yeah, there's another podcast on the network called Way Spotters, wayspotters.com. Check it out. Plug over. Continue.
Oh yeah, that's like
yeah,
so.
With Lachlan.
When I tried to
oh my god,
just clue me in. That's for submitting Pokestops, right?
Correct.
Okay.
They cover all the Niantic games, so they do Ingress and all that stuff too.
I might be able to learn how to submit a Pokestop then. But the last time I tried was the first time I tried, and when it didn't work.
They love helping people. They'll pull up a map of your neighborhood and tell you what to submit.
Yeah. Look, okay, hold on though. Speaking of which, I know it's not compared to like some people, but guess how many Pokestops I've reviewed?
500.
7,812.
Price is Right rules. I win.
Look at you go.
I actually love Wayfarer.
Guess how many that I've submitted?
0 because you don't know how to do it.
0 because the one I tried kept saying it failed over and over. There's a mural clear as day. And I'm like, submit this fucking mural. Failed.
Sorry to hear that, trainer.
Yeah,
please connect to a stable Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, something like that.
I was
like, maybe it's because it was next to a tattoo shop. I don't know, but I don't think that should disqualify it. It's a mural. God damn it.
It shouldn't, but there's ways you have to do it to make it like presentable to the community.
Well, it didn't even get to that point because it just kept saying failed over and over again.
Oh, that's a phone problem, sir.
Like this podcast?
Failed.
But we got to spin a random Pokemon now because that's like we have to mask this show under the guise of Pokemon so that
this is Pokemon.
People will listen.
Right.
Yeah. Quality content. Or we can listen to like fucked up piano for an hour.
No, I will stab your eyes.
Jesus, Gracie. So yeah, just bear with me in this. Mm-hmm. I'm totally professional. As you can see, I'm not in my office. I'm not in my
You're not in your normal
location. Spot. I'm thrown off at the moment.
I understand.
So you just gotta as we say in the podcast game, Ken, you should know this better than anybody. We just roll with the stones, as it were. We take the punches and we kick the names.
What is happening over there? Are you having a stroke?
Sometimes it feels that way.
Okay. You smell toast.
So like, look, I know I had to like physically say like do the intro, and then I played the wrong intro, and then I gave up. That time I nailed it.
Yeah, you did, because last time you had the wrong one. This one,
the last episode I did that one wrong. So
you had to redeem yourself.
It's never ending. And good podcasts would probably edit in the correct sounds or whatnot, but what's the fun in that? I want to hear it raw. I want to raw dog it. Right in your ears.
Oh no, ears.
Your ear holes.
Right in your ear holes. Number 408. Anyone care to take a guess if I didn't already tell you?
I know.
It's the headbutt Pokemon. The headbutt Pokemon, Kenidos. Kenidos! Resurrected from a skull fossil and evolves into Rampardos, which we'll get to just a minute. It is a adorable little Pachycephalosaurus, looking baby boy, and he'll butt you with his head right in your butt.
Oh.
It is, of course, as we all know, one of the fossil Pokemon from what gen is this? 4? Does that sound right? Anybody? That's off the top of my head. Yeah, 4. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember what fossil he came out of.
A mysterious one.
Yeah, there we go. Aren't they all though? Fossil Pokemon are something like my favorite in like the whole game. Like, I'll probably never quit Pokemon Go until I get maybe it's unfinished business until I get all the shiny fossils. I think. Cool. It'll never succeed, especially after that last stint go around with the fossils that just completely just dive bombed and destroyed my love of the game. It lived in jungles around 100 million years ago. Its skull is as hard as iron. It was resurrected from an iron ball-like fossil. Same. It downs prey with its headbutts. Even though it's based off of a herbivore dinosaur, but regardless, a lifelong jungle dweller from 100 million years ago, it would snap, obstructing trees with headbutts, and it toughens up their already rock-hard heads by headbutting one another. I don't know why I did that. You couldn't see it, dear listener. An incredibly rare sight. They duel each other by ramming their heads together, and the resulting sound echoes throughout the area, like the pealing of a bell. Is that a thing? Pealing of a bell?
Apparently.
It's the skull fossil, by the way.
Right.
Amazing shiny. Fantastic shiny.
Yeah, I like the shiny a lot.
Love it. It's so good. Kenidos in its evolved form are the only fossil Pokemon of a single type. That's rock. Kenidos is tied with Rockruff for the lowest base defense stat of all rock types. And Kenidos and Shieldon evolve at level 30, the earliest of any fossil Pokemon. And let's see, was I right about what it's based off of? Help me. It doesn't even say. Oh, yeah, here it goes. Kenidos seems to be based on the Micropachycephalosaurus.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I'm one of those dinosaur nerd people.
I have a Jurassic World game podcast I do with my son.
Oh, that's dope, man. What's it called?
Yeah. It's called the DPG Report.
Oh, that's rules, man. I like it. So what's that show like? Is it more like just talking about everything that's great about Jurassic Park, or do you branch off into dinosaurs in general, or
it's based on the AR GPS based game Jurassic World Alive?
Is that game still existing?
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
I haven't played it in a while, but I did have
Unbreakable plays that game a lot, and I get to see her.
Shout out to Unbreakable. Unbreakable, I think, is our first guest.
Yeah,
I think so.
Unbreakable is the bestest.
Isn't she? You know her, yeah.
Oh, she is a admin in the Pokemon Professor Network Discord.
I remember.
And we branched off into we have our No Dart Bumpy clan in Jurassic World Alive, which I've been slacking on, so they booted me.
No.
But no, Unbreakable is awesome. Unbreakable's awesome. Got to play Go Fest 18 and 19 with Unbreakable.
She is the coolest. Shout outs to Unbreakable. You're the greatest there ever was. Oh, someday I'll get your voice on this show.
Someday.
Rampardos is the butthead Pokemon. I just made that
up. Almost did a spit take there.
It's
It's also they're both the headbutt Pokemon. I was just being funny, Gracie. You should try it. Its powerful headbutt has enough power to shatter even the most durable things upon impact. Its skull is as hard as iron. It is a brute that tears down jungle trees while catching prey, herbivore dinosaur. If two were to smash their heads together, their foot-thick skulls would keep them from fainting. Gracie, you love a good foot-thick skull.
As one does.
Its skull withstands impacts. Sorry, that's a tongue twister. Its skull withstands impacts of any magnitude. As a result, its brain never gets the chance to grow. It's just like my real life.
Oh.
This ancient Pokemon used headbutts skillfully. Its brain was really small, so some theories suggest that its stupidity led to its extinction. That's just mean.
That's so mean.
You know, that harkens back to the real world thing where, like, when paleontology was in its infancy, we thought dinosaurs were incredibly stupid. Like, oh, they had lizard smooth brains, which also isn't a real thing, by the way. But like, oh, they were so dumb. Like, they probably just, you know, looked like turkeys, looked up into the rain and drowned. Like, but we know now that that's like not true at all.
Yeah.
In ancient times, people would dig up fossils of this Pokemon and use its skull, which is harder than steel, to make helmets. And very little is known about its biology. It can knock down massive trees by smashing its beautiful pearl-like crown against them. Wow, what a...
That's so, like, descriptive.
That is... I've never thought of Rampardos as being beautiful or having a pearl head, but sure.
All right.
He kind of looks more just like an angry, like, gimp. Like, what's the safe word?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's got, like, the spikies.
Yeah, like, he almost seems like he's wearing a zip-up leather suit.
I mean, if that's what it's into, it's...
Oh, no, more power to you at all. Also, great shiny. It's pretty much the same.
It's red.
Has the highest base attack stat of all rock-type Pokemon. Rampardos and its pre-evolved form are the only false Pokemon of a single type. We already said that. It is based on the Pachycephalosauridae, which is a family of dinosaurs that have, like, head domes.
Shiny pearly heads.
Shiny pearly heads, thank you, like Stygimoloch or Dracorex. However, I do want to point out that modern science, they basically created models of these skulls and they layered on whatever they thought to try and make it as accurate as possible, and then they smacked them together. And they're like, oh no, if these dinosaurs did that, they would just like destroy their own brains and die. So we don't know why their heads were like that, but they weren't for like button people.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But the mysteries of the ancient world continue. Need more fossils.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Kenidos? Rampardos? Jokes? Anybody? Comedy show? Gracie, help! I'm drowning.
No, I'm saying like I really do like this Pokemon. I was just thinking.
Okay.
I like the shiny. We had like that research time that we had.
We never went on a date, right, Gracie? I'm sorry.
Oh. Like 51st dates. I just forgot everything. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow.
I interrupted you, and I just threw everything off the fucking rails.
That's okay. I don't know where I'm going anymore. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I
don't know. It's a Pokemon. Oh. Good job. We did
Pokemon
it.
Podcast.
Ken?
No, Rampardos is phenomenal in Pico. So it's you know, when it comes to rock type Pokemon, it's solid. You know, that's you know, there's always two ways you can look at each Pokemon, right? From like a performance perspective and an aesthetic perspective. You know, I think Rampardos has a little bit of both, and Kenidos, you know, by association, of course. So, but yeah, good looking Pokemon, great looking shiny, and a true player for real.
He's a badass, just like you. Like you, one could call you a Kenidos.
Hey, look at the head, dude. See?
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Dome. Shiny pearl-like dome.
Yeah, and you got a red shirt on, just like the red shiny Kenidos.
Piggly Wiggly shirt on.
Piggly Wiggly's where it's at. I like it when like the P is like off on the sign, like it's like old and like they haven't fixed the P, so it just says Iggly Wiggly, and it just makes me laugh for no reason.
Igglybuff could be their mascot.
I have jokes that I would like to submit to you, and please write in on Twitter if you'd like me to stop them. Please tweet to us if you want me to stop these jokes, and I'll read them and travel back in time. What do you call a Kenidos in a lake? A cranberry.
Oh, because they float?
No, it's just cran. Have you ever heard of Gracie? Have you heard of Kenides?
No, I know you're gonna make me say no.
Kenides nuts.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for.
My girlfriend just screamed from the other room. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
Do you know Joe?
Go to bed.
Hey, Brett, do you know Joe?
Joe who?
Joe Kenidos, Mama something.
Wow, I thought mine were bad. Wolf.
That was bad.
I was trying so hard.
What do you call a pair of Kenidos?
What?
Kenidos.
Oh, I was gonna say do-si-do.
What does that even have to do with anything? You want to put them in your mouths? Freak.
What does that have to do with anything?
Do-si-dos are cookies. What were you thinking they were?
Do-si-do. You dance.
Oh, like a dance. Your jokes have been so, we're swimming in an ether.
I'm out.
Bad jokes. Bye. What do you call two Rampardos?
Don't just say Rampardos, dude.
Nothing. They already told you twice.
Did you really write these?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, what is
fucking
this?
bad, dude.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
Not good.
Well, that's anyone that knows some really like awful and harmful like jokes that shouldn't exist in this world today will know what that joke's based off of. Have you ever?
I do know what it's based off of, and I'm just like.
Have you ever heard of Rampardis, Gracie?
I'm gonna punch you in D's nuts.
Punch these nuts.
I'm gonna punch you in D's nuts.
Okay, all right. Well, I challenge either of you to come up with something better.
You win.
I'm
Gracie.
gonna cram a dose these nuts in your mouth.
That's just my joke. Oh, you said it in a threatening way. It's awful. Terrible. Well, we only have time for one more segment on the show, and it's a fun one that we like to call the Sharpedo Tank.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah.
I was like, or not. Audio.
That's right. It's the Sharpedo Tank. So if you're new to the show and you've never heard the Sharpedo Tank, let me just say, oh boy, you're in for it. This is a kind of like an improv skit that we kind of do where one person has to sell the other one on a usually bad Pokemon, although in this case, Kenidos isn't bad, but I still thought it would be fun anyway. Now we just need to figure out the roles here. Who's selling what to whom? Ken, you're our guest of honor. Why don't you do the more honors for us?
You'd pick.
Can I be the shark?
Sure, yeah. So me and Gracie are going to sell Kenidos to you.
Great.
Okay. Gracie, are you ready?
No.
Oh.
No, I meant like, just go. I don't know what I'm gonna,
I think you said no. I think you said no. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I did, but I was like, no, but I'm not ready.
Right.
But it's going to happen.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody home? Oh, the dogs are barking. Hello? In this fancy office. I know you're here.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, hello.
Hey.
Sir, hold that elevator. Sir, you are a very important and strapping young man. Clearly, you got the deep pockets that would love for an opportunity to invest. Me and my partner here have an exciting new product / thing that would really make your life complete. And Gracie, this is the part where you come in and tell them what we got.
Have you ever just really needed to cram some items into a shelf, but you just don't have enough space?
Don't listen to her. She's completely insane.
Hold
okay.
On. Now you can cram more than one. You can cram 2 things with your Kenidos Kramados.
She's confusing the Kenidos for the Kramados. That's a separate invention that I created because sometimes when you're freeballing, they're flopping around. You can't really control where they're going. You just need to cram them back in. You know, with age comes the descent. Kenidos here is a wonderful little. I know he's like really eyeing you up like an angry goat in heat, but don't worry. He's a great little guard Pokemon.
We're making a product.
I mean, it's a Pokemon. It's a living thing, Gracie. You know what? We should have this talk really before we approach a prospective buyer. You know, but Ken, he's great. He'll eat your grass like a goat. Like so. Yeah. It's good for the environment.
What's your customer acquisition cost?
0%.
I don't know what that means.
$0. We get them for free. They just come to us in swarms.
Well,
like the Kenidos.
I mean, yeah, if by coming to us in swarms, do we have a whole farm where they're in very small cages and don't see sunlight? Yes.
The answer is no, because they're free-ranging Kenidos.
That's what we say because they're free range when we take them from the cages and lead them to the trucks. Do you like hot dogs?
Where do I sign?
Hey!
Brett, I thought this was the one where we make the product.
Fast forward an hour later. Oh, by the way, my name is Brett.
Do I have to sign twice?
Yes. Because it's dose.
We suck. It's So hold on a second. So Gracie, your idea was that it was a product named the Kenidos that lets you cram things.
Remember, we
not
used to make
Pokemon.
Isn't this the segment where we make a product based off of the Pokemon?
It's an N. It's an N, not an N. If you're doing Cramorant, then maybe you could cram something.
We've done this before, Gracie. We're always like selling someone on the Pokemon.
No. Remember, I made an alarm clock based off of a Pokemon. Don't you remember that?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, fuck me. Oh God, Gracie, you talk for a while.
Wasn't there a toilet paper product too?
Yes.
Not Turtonator, like a different toilet paper product. I think you guys like toilet paper.
Maybe. I don't
know.
Who
doesn't? Honestly, I mean,
there was a shortage in 2020. Like we just had to make up for it.
Like if you didn't like toilet paper, good for you, you diaper wearing adult. I guess.
Are you team strong or team soft?
Soft. Hey, Jinx. Soft all the way. I will use a truckload of soft to get the job done if I have to.
Hold on. I have to tell you this story, and Negley's gonna kill me. So the other day, I made him listen to
Negley?
Cher, my partner.
Oh.
And I made him listen to Cher, and he goes, "This lady taught me how to wipe my butt." It's like, what?
Was he thinking of Sheryl Crow?
Yes. Yes.
Why is that the fact I know about Sheryl Crow?
And then I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I had to look it up, and he was like, oh, I meant Sheryl Crow. And I was like, hold on. Sheryl Crow taught me to wipe your ass.
All right, that's very funny, but also Negley only wipes with one square? Wow!
I don't know. Every time he sees me use toilet paper, he's like, that's too much.
I grew up in a household where I would get my ass kicked if I used more than two. I was only allowed to use two.
What?
Like that was a
How
rule.
Do you fold it how do you like?
It was like fucking poopagami. I had to like.
Did they hand you like a piece of printer paper?
He's gonna kill me after this, but I was so confused, so I had to look up the Sheryl Crow video interview.
Well, what if God was one of us? That's the wrong person, folks. We did it. We have to throw this train. It's already off the rails. We might as well just drive it straight.
There's no train. Somebody with like the little cart with the little handle in the middle, just like.
I just can't. We just can't. I just can't anymore. This is it, folks. I'm retiring from podcasting.
That's not true.
That's not true, folks. This has been After DARKRAI. Follow
into some Cher.
You know, there's in the description. There's our link tree. It's got our Instagram at InstaPodDog. It's got our Twitch. No, it's got our Twitter at After DARKRAI. You can follow me on twitch.tv/BreakerIsDead and Gracie at twitch.tv/VGracieZ and Lady Z Rain on Twitter. Ken, where can the people who want? Where can they find you? And where can they go to follow you to work?
Sure. Just go to PokemonProfessor.com and everything's there. Keep it easy. PokemonProfessor.com. And you can link to everywhere you can find us and all our shows right from there. PokemonProfessor.com.
Pokemon. Do you have a jingle? We need a jingle. Gracie, let's make him a jingle right now.
Yeah.
All right, you ready, Gracie? Let's do it. PokemonProfessor.com. PokemonProfessor.com.
Jazz hands.
When you need to know what's going on, you got to go to PokemonProfessor.com. Tell your mom. All right. And that was free. That was pro bono. One quick announcement before we go.
Okay.
I am like a person who's never done drugs, but like imagine me if I had done drugs. I can't say words to save my life.
I heard Dunder Mifflin, and I was very confused.
I literally talk for a living, and I can't even do that. Jaws Breakers, the Scary Funny Shark Movie Show. We have our Shark Week celebration coming up next week, where we will be doing a Sharknado marathon. We will be watching all 6 of the Sharknado movies. Starting August 9th through August 13th. It's going to start with some Man-Eater gaming streams with myself and my sister, Blister Jasmine, with some other special guests. And then the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll be watching Sharknadoes 1 through 6 with the likes of friend of the show, Clation, and friend of the show, IX Pennywise, who's never actually been on any of our shows, but he's our gaming buddy. And if you ever watch us on Twitch, you've seen him on there before. And also a friend of the show, Vinny, from twitch.tv/VinnyT3. She's been on Jaws Breakers before as well. So check us out on Jaws Breakers for our Shark Week extravaganza next month. And that is going to do it, folks.
Do the thing.
What? Oh, yeah. I forgot to do the thing. Ken, why don't you be our guest with the thing? Are you familiar with the thing?
What's the thing?
The thing is like, after you talk, DARKRAI will come and
after, you say after something, and then someone.
And then the other person says,
DARKRAI.
yeah. Just peek behind the veil.
Yeah.
So you say after. You say it's like So you say after yada 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 yada, and then another person says DARKRAI will come and yada 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 yada.
Breaker, you do it, and I'll finish it.
Okay. After you get the mud butt,
DARKRAI will flood your hut.
I mean, that's a very poor example, but you get the gist.
Yeah.
You can do it. We believe in you, Ken.
Yeah, Ken.
Putting you on the spot.
After you cran my dose shiny pearls in your butt,
DARKRAI will
come and help you fuck.
Yeah, there you go. That's all we got. That's the end.
Fuck. Pokemon Professor.com. And then he played the outro music, and it was muted. Here we go.
And it was muted.
So Ken, this is the part of the show where like people who actually like the show listen. We do like a little tidbit at the end. So I thought it'd be cool if I could just lightning pitch you like podcast ideas, and then you just real quick flush them down the tubes or say yay, that's a good idea. Okay, ready?
Yay or nay, like the Coliseum, like
yeah. Yeah, and Gracie, we'll trade off. All right, first idea for a podcast. It's called Trainwreck. It's basically this podcast but with no Pokemon.
I'm in.
Okay, cool. Gracie, you got one?
It's all about dogs, and you literally have dog as guests.
In.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Okay, it's after DARKRAI, but instead of me and Gracie, it's literally children version of ourselves.
No.
Oh man, Gracie.
It's just someone doing ASMR the whole time, but
it's
on mute.
But it's also like an art. It's like a stage theater production of The Quiet Place, but ASMR podcast.
Yes.
Is it foot against microphone?
No.
That would be totally awesome.
I would cut off their toes.
If it's nubby feet with no toes, ASMR edition, I'm in.
No.
Otherwise, I'm out.
How about?
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.